Can you tell that I've been procrastinating? Yes, that's right. Today we're gonna be doing an unboxing, but not actually unboxing anything. I mean, you have seen the last two videos that I made on this. It's literally unboxings without the unboxings. Now, I have seen some feedback from the last time that I've done this kind of first impression video that some of you miss the fact that, you know, you see the first reactions on some of the IEMs with me. And I guess listening to them off camera means that you guys don't actually see my first reactions. That makes for slightly less entertainment, I guess. So I've heard your concerns, and yes, everything that I'm about to listen today is gonna be me listening to them for the absolutely first time ever, with some caveats. First of all, yes, I have to unbox everything. I have to take them all out. I have to measure them as well because I don't want to measure them in front of the camera, and therefore I've seen the measurements of them before going in. But again, this is kind of like one of those necessary evils because again, I don't want to burden Mr. Timmy with 4 hours of measuring footage. I'm just going to try and speed through all these stupid disclaimer things. Another one would be, yes, this is again my first impressions. I'm going to keep repeating all of this like disclaimers because, you know, I really don't like to do it, but it has to be done because some of you are genuinely morons. Now again, yes, all of these are just first impressions, practically entertainment value, not a lot of informational value because first impressions. And I still do not understand because sometimes when I go out on the internet and I see people commenting like, oh, crinacle cannot be trusted because all he do is he take the IEM, put inside his ear, listen for 10 seconds and then go and rank it. First of all, do you guys not understand that there is a life outside the confines of this camera? I can literally just listen to all of these things off camera. And in a lot of these videos, I've already made it very, very clear. I listen to these IEMs more as I do some of these ranking list updates. So object permanence, alright? Just because things don't happen in front of the camera doesn't mean that they didn't happen, alright? So don't you worry guys, alright? I give all of these IEMs a fair shot. In fact, some of them probably way more of a shot than they ever should be having. Like seriously, some of the terrible IEMs I dedicate like what, 1 hour of my life listening to them. 1 hour of my life that I'll never get it back, by the way. You know, I mean, such is the life of a reviewer. Second disclaimer is the usual one, which is that this is my opinion. This is a subjective hobby. I'm not trying to call myself like, you know, the ultimate objective fact master. If you like an IEM and I don't like an IEM, that doesn't mean that your taste is objectively wrong. That just means that both of us like different things. All right? Can we all be adults on this? And of course, to explain the rating systems that I use for these kinds of unboxing videos. The out of 5 system, 1 out of 5, that means it's disgusting, absolutely terrible, and I do not want to listen to another single second of it. 2 out of 5, it's slightly more palatable. It's still terrible. I just don't think that it warrants like a completely bottom score rating. 3 out of 5 means like I have absolutely no emotions regarding it. I don't feel anything for it. It's not bad, it's not good, it exists. It's an IEM. 4 out of 5 means it's alright. It's alright. And that's kind of it, you know. And 5 out of 5, the maximum score, is still just alright. It has potential. And you know, some people might think like, oh, again, why is the 1 out of 5 absolutely terrible? 5 out of 5 is like, oh, just has potential. It's because it's first impressions, right? I always like to use the spoiled milk analogy. That means that you don't need to drink the entire glass of spoiled milk just to know that it is spoiled. You already know. One sip. And the same can kind of be applied to IEMs as well. Just listen to it for like 2 verses maximum, and you, for most people, for experienced people at least, you instantly know and just be like, terrible. 1 out of 5. But trying to identify the good shit, the good is gonna take a little bit more time, which is why I try and limit the 5 out of 5 to be a little bit more reasonable, as opposed to be like, oh, amazing, oh, I want to come listening to it, because first impressions can be deceiving, right? Henceforth, 5 out of 5 has potential. So yeah, everything here has basically been unboxed, so all of these are empty boxes. But why are they here? Well, for tradition. So let's begin. Let's go. All right, where to start first? All right, so this one's the BGVP DN3, I believe. Why is the thing so short? There we go. 3 out of 5. What is there to say? But I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. It's another one of those IEMs again. How it is always the IEMs right in the middle of the pile that is the hardest to review, because there's really nothing to say about that. If it were terrible, I would be having a field day with this. I would be saying like, oh, you know, the mud, the absolute low res or whatever. But if there is nothing good to say about them, there's nothing bad to say about them, guess what? There's nothing to say about them. Next, ooh, this one's a real hyped up one. The HiFi T3 Plus. Five out of 5. Again, I have to remind people, 5 out of 5 doesn't mean that it's immediately amazing. It just means that it has the potential. And the T3 Plus does have the potential. How good is it? It's hard to say for now. I would say at least C plus for sure. And I say at least, people are gonna say like, oh, it means it's gonna be a C plus. No, I mean like at least. I know it's under $100, and at that point it is absolutely solid. I think finally HiFi has gotten something that is worthy of the original lineup, which is of course the T2 and T4. Like HiFi has been missing a lot recently. I hope that this is a sign of good things to come, or at least I hope that it's a sign of good things to come. Please don't disappoint. So yeah, T3 Plus, pretty not bad, pretty not bad. Expensive boys. This one would be the FiiO FH9, the newest hybrid flagship with multiple filters, and I myself personally put on the treble filter because seems like a treble filter would be the best one. Damn thing one. Whatever. 4 out of 5. I was mildly impressed at first. Like, alright, it seems like it's actually decently resolving. And then the bass kicked in. Me don't like it when the bass is a little bit like weird and fuzzy and poofy like the FH9 is. And this is on the treble filter. I can't imagine it being even less bright than it currently is. FH9, I don't know. I'm still very much a sucker for the FiiO FH5. So the FH9 doesn't really dethrone that currently, even for my own standards, or even just my own tastes. So, sorry FiiO. What next? What next? Aha, the Tripowin Lea. New ones. Now, spoiler alert, this one has a bit of channel imbalance, so I need to kind of like mentally prep myself for that. But I can still judge an IEM with a little bit of channel imbalance, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be reviewing a lot of IEMs in my catalog. Ooh, this one it's solid. It's solid. 5 out of 5. It's not perfect. There's a little bit of upper mid chow, and it gets a little bit weird when it comes to like resolving the lower level details. I'm assuming this is a pretty cheap set, but for what I'm assuming the price is, which is like slightly under $100, this is good. This is solid. Tripowin got something. They got something here. So Lea, a solid rack, honestly. You don't have to wait for my review for this. What the next? What the next? Oh, another one of the big boys, huh? The Shuoer S12 planar IEMs, designed to be basically kind of competing against the legendary, absolutely legendary Timeless. But can they? I mean, hey, you guys already knew this was coming. 5 out of 5. But again, that doesn't mean that it's amazing and out of this world, though it gets close, it gets close. So I guess the question on everyone's mind is that, is the S12 timeless but cheaper? Kind of, but not really. The S12 is kind of a slightly more bloated, just slightly more bright. Actually, let's just call it a more V-shaped timeless. And the resolving ability gets close as well, but it's not, I don't think it's quite there. I'm gonna need more comparisons. I don't have an A/B comparisons, of course, but for now at least, based off of my own oral memory, I think I still prefer the timeless more, but the S12 is decidedly a much more exciting listen, but with the same drawbacks of an exciting listen, which is the S12 is a little bit more bloated and maybe slightly more sibilant. I don't know, but for now, at least be satisfied with my rating. 5 out of 5. What's next? Oh, okay. So this one is the Veedix diamond string. I think my memory is, as per usual, failing me. This was sent to me by HiFi T3. Is there anything else that was sent to me by Yao? The BGVP as well. They really wanted me to mention it, so there you go. The Veedix diamond string is a HiFi IEM that I have never heard before. So just like with you guys first seeing it, the graphs on my website, this is also the first time that I'm ever going to hear it. So is this going to be another one of those like big HiFi upstarts? Veedix. The 3 out of 5. I don't know what to say about it. It's an IEM that exists. What else am I supposed to say about this, huh? It's literally just like, alright, it makes sound, it's not terrible, it's not great. I can't say anything good or bad about it, and I don't think that's a good thing when this is like maybe a few $100. I still don't know what the price is, right? Let me put up the price and then let the audience react to how I should have reacted to this. So yeah, the Veedix diamond string, thank you Yao HiFi Tiger, but this is kind of like a meh. Oh, BQEYZ Autumn. They have a few models, so I was kind of like confused. Is it the spring, or is it the summer, or do they have a winter? I don't know. Again, with all these HiFi companies, you have to think for a while to know like, is this a model that I have talked about before? I don't even know if the BQEYZ summer is sent to me by Yao HiFi Tiger or someone else. In a lot of these things, I just lose track of who sent me what. Yes, it is the Autumn. Alright, so first of all, I believe what I have on this is the normal filter, and it is currently BQEYZ's best IEM to date. Not that there's a high bar. It is... I almost want to say 5 out of 5. Again, just means that yes, potential. But I'll probably just give it a 4.5. It's there. It's getting there. Just a little bit more. It is a refinement of the typical BQEYZ house sound. If you have heard that before, this is kind of that, but without the piezo zing. Even with the treble filter, which I haven't really tried yet, but the filters seem to just change bass and not necessarily the treble. So I assume that the treble on the treble filter is just gonna be same, just the bass is reduced. And with that in mind, it is not zingy. It's still there. Like you could tell that there's a bit of energy in the hi-hats, and it's much more noticeably metallic compared to the rest of the things that I've tried so far. But it is still, it is good. It is alright. Kind of. It still has problems. Like I still have problems with the piezo timbre of it all, but it is a surprisingly decent release from the folks at BQEYZ. Solid. Please keep trying. Where's the box though? Oh, there we go. Autumn. Aha, the BLON BL-Max, which looks like the AirPods Max. I guess the Chinese need to fall back to their roots of copying at some point in time. Stay there. Oh, Jesus Christ, this thing fits like a motherfucker. Okay, I am not going to do the over the ear thing, because you can see how this thing will not go over the ear without fucking up my fit. It's a 3 out of 5. It's another one of those like V-shaped BLON IEMs. I mean, here's the thing. BLON have not made anything good since the BL3. Literally a one-hit wonder. So is it any wonder that the BL-Max is more of the same? Next. All right, let's do it. Tanchjim Echo. This is a TWS IEM from our good friends over at Tanchjim. I think it's their first one. They're clearly branching out very, very fast in a market where the HiFi market seems to be very much oversaturated. Nice. Just 4 out of 5, but it's on the negative side of a 4 out of 5. The Echo is clearly built for indoor use, and here's why I say this. There is no bass, and it is really super shouty. It's not a TWS IEM that I would see myself using outdoors because of that, and also it's just really thin. It's really thin sounding, slightly shouty sounding as well. The bass doesn't have enough impact. All of these things just combine together to form something where it's like, oh yeah, it sounds outdoors. I can see myself hating this. Like now I am tolerating it, and even then it's still like I want more meat on the bones. The Echo is a bit too thin, still too thin for me. So Tanchjim, I want to say almost there, but you kind of need to work a little bit more on tuning the TWS side, especially with the amount of parametric EQ and values and all that they can do with like a DSP model like Moon on this, right? Close. I don't know. I am genuinely disappointed by the Echo. What's next? Okay, TRNTA2 sent by Yao HiFi Tiger again. Okay. Nope. 1 out of 5. You know, everything was honestly like weird but fine up until the percussion start hitting, and then it's like, all right, why is everything in the other room? TA2 has no treble, no resolving ability, no nothing basically. That be gone. Wait, is there even a next? Have I exhausted all of my options? Have I done it? Oh no. This is the QKZ. It's ZXD. String of words, string of letters, whatever it is. I don't even know if this is the right box. I'm just gonna reuse this box for another QKZ one later on. It's not a 1 out of 5, surprisingly. I would still give it like a 1.5 out of 5. I don't know. It's like, first of all, you hear a bloat, lots and lots of bloat. It's basically just bass, and then I don't know. Blah. I would throw this. But then there's another QKZ one that's coming up next. This one, which is the QKZ ZXN. Yes, again, more letters in a string. It's exactly the same. The ZXN and the ZXZ is exactly it's exactly the same. Why even have different IEMs if you're gonna tune them exactly the same? I don't even know. Whatever. I believe this is the last one. Let's end on the high note. The DUNU Titan S, single DD from DUNU under $100. I honestly have high hopes for this. Oh, I'm gonna say it. 5 out of 5. It reminds me of an undampened FD01. That is to say, it's basically the FDX1, but with none of the damping filters. It's not as metallic, and on that note, it's not as resolving, but you can clearly tell that some of that upper mid forwardness is there. I mean, to me, it's too shouty, that's for sure. But again, I'll try and make my tonality rankings as signature agnostic as possible. So what that means is, even though the Titan S is too shouty for my own tastes, I can at least recognize that they try to do the shouty signature at least a little bit tastefully. I do think it's a contender. I mean, with all of these new IEMs right now, there are a lot of new contenders at the sub $100 space. So even the Titan S now, at its current iteration, it's gonna feel a bit of competition. Yeah, just competition. Is it good though? I mean, yeah, of course it's good. Definitely. But is it gonna be a mainstay? Maybe. I genuinely do think the Titan S has potential. 5 out of 5. It is an extremely tough market to be at sub $100 range. Right now, all of these new IEMs are basically again trying to fight against IEMs like the Etimotic ER2 and the Moondrop Aria. If they can beat them, or at least be in the same conversation as them, then there we go. There's the market secured. This is a lot of IEMs. And again, I want to make it very clear that all of these are going to be first impressions, which means when I eventually rank all of these IEMs, you can be absolutely sure that I would have given all of them their due time. All of this is just me trying to fit everything into however minutes this video is going to be, and therefore some listening impressions are going to be compromised. Again, you should view these videos more as entertainment as opposed to well, maybe some information, but please, again, with all my other opinions, don't take them as gospel. All right, so on that note, I need to do a little bit of a change with my Patreon. Unfortunately, because of the sheer amount of people who have donated to the shoutouts tier on my Patreon, I don't want to spend too much time reciting all of your names. So now I'm gonna reserve like the actual named shoutouts to the $30 tier. Everyone else, here is your name on screen. I guess I hope you're happy with this. If you're not happy with this, please lodge a complaint in my Patreon messages. Tell me how much you hate me, and then I'll see if I can try and go for something else different. But if this is a fine arrangement, your names in full glory. So for those of you who have subscribed to the $30 tier on my Patreon, well, now you get the privilege of me saying your names out loud at the end of these videos. So thank you to Dennis, McMadface, Jerry, Zachary, Moneyboy, and Osvaldo. Thank you all for your kind, monetary, and hopefully emotional support. So I hope you like the evolution of this first impressions unboxing format. If you like it, tell me. If you don't like it, still tell me, because I need feedback to keep improving my videos. So I guess see you next week. Don't die. Fuck off.